Friday night again. Yay! It's Friday night.
And the
So
feelings.
right. Right, guys. Happy Valentine's Day to all you beautiful people. Obviously, these are all loved by me. So happy Valentine's, guys. Hi, Kate. Hi, Nigel. We're all good. Hey, Jean. Hey, Fatma. Hey, Irish Demon. We will be joined shortly by Mark Reynolds. So he'll be on very shortly. So, how are you, wonderful people?
Go on, Lynn.
I'm absolutely fantastic. I've just finished work, to be honest with you, but I'm not tired yet.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, bless you. What about you?
Happy.
You'll be glad.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Tim?
Yeah, I'm cool, thank you. I'm good. Bit fed up with the weather, but there we are.
Oh.
Put some bright clothes on.
I was going to say you've got your loud shirts on tonight.
January and February, the month just seems to go on for years, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. To be fair, I always find that way. January.
Not that I'm wishing my time away, but the months just seem so long, don't they?
Yeah,
I know.
It's always like, if you notice that when you're coming into the winter anyway. See, I know I knuckle down through all my work from October, and I knuckle down. So by January, I'm absolutely wrecked because I've had no time off.
Yeah,
but it then you need those holidays.
Affects my mental health. I like it.
Oh, honey,
that's sad. Do you get that sad disease?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh. I'll cheer you up.
Okay.
We'll give you a laugh. We will. My beautiful May.
Hello.
How are you? How the devil are you?
I'm doing very well. I want to wish everybody a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you're all having a great time. It's only 3 o'clock in the day here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm not tired yet. So guess what? I'm going to talk and talk and talk and talk. And I'm going to...
Well, guess what? We've got a 2-hour slot, May, so you talk and talk away.
Now, I don't know if you want me to... Yes.
I don't mind you talking at all, my love. Do you want to tell everybody who you are and what you do?
I suppose I could if anyone is the slightest bit interested.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, I'm from the northwest of Ireland. I'm from Sligo. And as I was explaining to you earlier on, lads, everybody is lads, actually, by the way, is in Ireland. I talk about, women and men are lads. So if I say lads, I mean both of you. Anyway, you think of Ireland as a teddy bear. I'm in the neck of it. But I'm actually living in Dayton, Kentucky now, which is just across the Ohio River from Cincinnati. And it's out of the Cincinnati area, but I'm actually in Kentucky. I was known at home in Ireland as a traditional singer. I have 4 CDs on the market. And I came over to America. It'll be 12 years in March, actually.
Wow.
And I was performing in all the festivals and summer schools and workshops and concert halls and things like that. And I'd stand up and I would talk about the old songs, like the real old traditional songs. Yep. And I'd, have a chat, tell the audiences about the area and the people in the songs and the history of the song. Yep. And people started coming up saying to me, did you ever think about putting a group together and bringing them back to Ireland and showing them the places that you talk about in the songs? Yep. And when that's said to you once or twice, you kind of don't take any heed. But when it's said to you 30 or 40 times, you think, okay, all right, I'm getting the message. What do I do next?
Yeah.
And that's how Secret Ireland Tours was born.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you go back to Ireland fairly regularly then?
I do. I won't be doing so much of the tour guide work now. I'll be leaving it to other people. But like COVID wiped me out, and then I got sick, and that kind of wiped me out. So I'm just beginning to build it again now. And I had only one tour last year. It was in October, and it was a tour for Chris Fleming, who is Chris is a TV personality, and he had Spooked Ireland and Spooked England, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. He worked.
Yeah.
He worked with Ryan O'Neill.
Ryan, exactly. So anyway, Chris contacted me months ago, and he wanted to put this tour together because he wanted to bring some of his fans over to Ireland. And I kind of wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, well, he's stuck. I'll do it. And, if I'm not able to do the tour guide work, I'll get somebody to do it for me. But then I decided, I kind of really want to go home and, be on the tour. But he ended up getting sick. And he ended up getting a rare form of cancer, but thank God he's coming out of that now.
Yeah.
So he couldn't come on that tour, but Dave Schrader jumped in at very short notice. Honestly, only for him, I don't know what would have happened, but he jumped in at very short notice, and he came with us, and we had a fantastic tour. Really, we did.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the weather was decent as well. It wasn't for the most part, it was fantastic. We brought them they had about 7 or 8 investigations. We had, we stayed in our secret location, which is a castle, and we had the castle to ourselves for 3 nights.
Wow.
We went to behind me, Malahide Castle, and we went to Ardgillan Castle. They did an investigation, a short one there. We went to Hellfire Club, Charleville Castle.
Hellfire Club.
Hellfire Club, yeah, that was a surprise. That they were going there, and I was so thrilled. We're driving in the bus, and they had no idea where they were going, because I like to throw in some secrets as well, some secret places. And we're going there, and they're trying to guess where we're going, and of course all of them would be American, so they'd have no idea. And all of a sudden I heard a voice at the back, Hellfire Club. I thought, how the hell did you know that? That's seen a signpost. Bloody signpost. But anyhow, we went to, it was actually very funny, because I thought, how the hell did you guess that, But anyhow, we went there, and Jenny came with us. Jenny brought us to Ardgillan. Jenny Sullivan is the top paranormal investigator in Ireland.
Yeah.
I had her I was lucky enough to have her for a couple of days. So she brought us to Ardgillan. She knows Ardgillan very, very well. And she brought us to Hellfire Club, and there was a few more places she brought us to too. So it was great to have her on board for the first few days, because I had no idea where Hellfire Club. I knew where generally, but I didn't know how to get to it,
Yeah.
And then we went to Charleville Castle one night, and we had an investigation there. We went to Leap Castle. We had Sean Ryan is the owner of Leap Castle, and he's also a musician, so that's how I know him. We had a Halloween parade in Galway. We had a Halloween parade in Cork. We had a ghost tour in Cork, which is kind of a funny, it's not a serious one. It's just a bit of fun. It was great. It really was.
I would love to do Ireland. I really, really would love to do Ireland.
Beautiful.
Because it looks beautiful. It really, really does. As I joke to everybody, see, because I've investigated many castles, I've been like, I'm fucking 15 castles, but there is so many beautiful castles out there, definitely. Nigel says, Happy Valentine's Day. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Kelly. Hi, William. Jenny says, it's an amazing place, May Hellfire Club. And Christchurch was brilliant. But there is so many beautiful places out there.
And the great thing about that tour was that Ryan O'Neill and Greg Stewart came over, and Lisa came over from Scotland and spent a few days with us in our secret location. And that, that really was the icing on the cake.
Wow.
I've never actually met Greg. I met his son Kyle. I've met his son Kyle. I've met Ali Reid, and Ryan O'Neill. Because we were investigating Dundonald Castle. And I've been like obviously the pleasure of their company. So it was good to see Ryan like carry on and eventually go on to TV. It was good to see him going in that direction.
Yeah,
Could you think, oh my God, I've investigated that. I
yeah.
can only say he was the only one off the telly that I've honestly investigated with. So
Oh, he's a really nice guy. We also went down to that school in Cork, Coláiste Éamon Rees. It's a very haunted school. And you see, he came over because he had been on the Spooked Ireland program with Chris Fleming.
yep.
And they had investigated, they had featured all these places on that program.
Oh
So
wow.
we went down to Coláiste Éamon Rees, the school in Cork, and they did an investigation there. And they picked up a lot of stuff that night that
Yeah.
they investigated. But the next day, the principal of the school that was there the night before sent us an email showing a door had been ripped off its hinges
No.
that night.
Oh,
Was found the next morning.
Was he trying to
jeez.
get you,
Inside in the school.
he wasn't trying to get you to pay for it, was he?
Whatever, something was highly annoyed.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That takes some
you know,
energy.
Wow.
that would take some energy. It would take
Mm.
some energy to do something like that, definitely. So it's Valentine's night, everyone.
Yes.
So if you fancy a tour and you absolutely love tours, you want to take your loved one, your bit in the side, whatever, then go to Secret Island Tours, guys. And definitely check out.
You should check out
It,
the Northern Ireland, Scotland one, and you'll get
Yep.
Lo to bring you all around Scotland. Lo is
yep,
going to
you get the
Lo's
you get
my place.
Yeah, that's on my
Yep.
bucket list.
Yeah.
Oh, you cheeky monkey. Is that that's your bit in the side, Lil? Of course you can take your bit in the side if you don't want to take your wife or husband. Take your bit in the side. Give them a treat. Give them a tour of the island. No, in Aussie land, it's not that. It was yesterday. You're some woman, Kelly. So, what's been your favourite tour? In all the tours you've ever done, me, what's been your favourite tour?
What's been my favourite tour? I'll tell you what it was. It was a family and their extended family, and they were celebrating a 50th wedding anniversary for their parents.
No.
We organized this whole tour, and the son that contacted me, he would be one of these very precise, he'd research everything, and and he was told about me, and he contacts me, and I meet him, and he shows me the itinerary that he had created. And he's, God love him, he had worked so hard on this itinerary, and he showed me, and he was really proud of himself, and he looked at me, he says, "What do you think?" And I said, "No."
No.
Oh.
You're wasting. I says, why are you going from here the whole way up to the north of Ireland, and you're wasting all of this stuff that you can see?
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, I don't really know, because we want to do the north of Ireland as well." And I says, "Well, you're missing so much if you're going over to Ireland."
Yeah.
So anyhow, we sat down and I put the itinerary together for him, and we ended up going. And we stayed in this family-run hotel in South Sligo, and I know the owner. I work with her all the time, but I knew her long before I ever started this. So I told her that we were going to have these people were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. So she on my behalf, she ordered a cake, big cake, and she decorated the function room in a 50th wedding anniversary theme.
Lovely.
And
Oh,
the plan was I had to keep them out in the foyer, out in this little cubby hole, until all of there was about 22 people in it, between nieces and nephews and friends and whatnot. And until they had all sat down, and the excuse was I wanted the couple, Jim and Peggy, to give me a review on video. And the owner of the hotel was supposed to walk past us and go out the front door to let me know that everybody was sitting in the function room. But she forgot.
oh, oh.
Extend this. And is there anything else? And what about the music? And what about this? And I was trying to extend it, and I was thinking, where the hell is Teresa? But eventually my bus driver was waving at me, so I could wrap up the video. And I walked in behind them. They were in front of me when they walked into the function room. And when they saw the whole thing was in a golden wedding theme,
Yeah.
two of them broke down crying.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Myself and the bus driver got to be part of that family for that night, and it really, really was a special. It was really a special tour. The whole tour was special. When you're part of watching a family like that love each other so much, it really was. It was special.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, one of your ambassadors have come in. Hi, David. How you doing?
Hi,
Now, first of all, David himself and his team have got a podcast. Thanks very much, David. He's got a podcast that's 8 p.m. their time.
Oh, it should be late.
No, I'll be 1 p.m. 1 p.m. 1 a.m. my time. So, Wilfroy Paranormal. There's so many paranormal teams out there. So definitely check them out. In 2026 in Ireland, David and his team will be over.
And he's with Adrian Scott from Canada. The two of them are doing the ambassadorship together.
Yeah. So they'll be there. So if you guys want to go, Noreen! Hello, Noreen, you're finally here. I fell asleep. You're beginning to go like Nick. I fell asleep. That's what I get for taking the mickey and Nick being late. That's terrible, Noreen. Terrible. But yeah, so you're quite busy. You're quite go.
I hope I will be. You know, it's great. I have all these. It's fantastic that these ambassadors want to work with me and go over to that part of the world. We have to do the tours. That's the only thing.
I'm absolutely dying to ask you this, my love, right? And I honestly, I will do backflips if you do. But do you do not just tours in the UK, but do you do tours at home in the States?
I have somebody. You're the second one that has asked me that. I've never actually thought about it, but I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I mean, I could. It'd be as simple as doing the tours over in Ireland. You know, I could.
Well, the first time that you do it, talk to this woman.
Okay.
Because I'll be.
I know, David. I'm excited to have you there as well.
Super excited. It will be really, really good. Unfortunately, in 2026, I've got a tour myself, so I don't want to be away all the year.
England. We're going to do England.
Yep, we're going to do England. It gives me a chance to see you guys, see Tim and Lynn and Loudon. And what I'll do, obviously, is who'll be my tour guide? Vanessa. I think Vanessa, my tour guide.
We'll organise it.
She's lovely. She's lovely. But definitely you've got so many tours, mate, and so many great ambassadors.
I've got great Patty Negri was one of my ambassadors in 2022. We had a fantastic.
Oh wow!
It was Game of Thrones tour. I brought them up the north, and we went to Giant's Causeway. Actually, that's the one place. It was very funny because Patty can, she can talk. She's never short of a word. But we're walking up towards the Giant's Causeway, and she's in front of me, and I'm taking a video, and I kind of pass her out, and I says, "Okay, Patty," I says, "what do you think?" And she's looking out at the formation of the rocks, and she looks at me and she says, "Well, I'm actually speechless."
Oh, bless her.
Her breath was taken away, and I mean, it's fantastic. And we went to Castle Ward. That was used in the Game of Thrones. What was the name of the place, Tim? What did they call it in Castle Ward in Game of Thrones? It's gone.
Westeros, was it?
No. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. But anyhow, we went there, and the most amazing, it was the freakiest thing.
I know what you mean.
You know where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful house. It's unbelievable. But myself and Patty walked into.
Was it Winterfell?
Yes.
Winterfell.
Yes, that's the name of it. Well, we walked into this bedroom, and the first thing I noticed, and I said to Patty, I said, "Oh, the shoes." There were these vintage shoes at the end of the bed. And that's the first thing I noticed when I walked in. And then as I looked around, I thought, oh my God, I know this room. Oh my God, I know this room so well. And Patty was on to my left. I said, "Patty, this room is very, very familiar to me." I said, "If you look to your left, is there stairs? Is there steps?" And she says, "Yes." And I says, "If we go up those steps and turn left," I says, "there's a bedroom there."
Wow.
So up we go. There was a room, there was a door, but there was a piece of furniture in front of it. But we go up these 3 or 4 steps, and then you're in this little room.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly it was one of these washrooms. But I just knew, no, this is a nursery. This was a nursery. And that's my bedroom.
Wow.
That was good. So anyway, I mean, and then all of a sudden, and I'm saying this to Patty, and all of a sudden, my left leg got freezing cold. Freezing cold. And I says, "Oh God, my leg has gone freezing cold." She says, "Well, either a child or an animal has walked beside you." So anyhow, after everything, we went out, and she had a kind of a circle, and she had her dowsing rods. And she said, "There's a lady walking around. We're in this kind of a semicircle." She said, "There's a lady walking around. She's walking around you all." And the dowsing rod was following her. And I'm Patty's kind of in front of me. I'm on one side of her. I'm on her left side, and the circle goes the whole way around.
Yep.
So the dowsing rods stopped at me.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So it turns out that seemingly I was a governess, but I was like very, very well thought of in the house. And I was the kind of the head governess or whatever. And she had a spirit box there on the wall. And all of a sudden out comes, "Oh, the shoes." The exact same way as I said it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. And then the spirit box said something about a bracelet. And Patty says, "Oh, that bracelet." She says, "I found that the other evening." And then one of the girls said, "I lost that." She says, "That's my bracelet. I was wondering where it went."
Right.
That is mental. That is mental.
Yeah.
Can I
It's
ask you, May, how you started all this? When did you realise that you had a talent? And when was the first time you ever went on a paranormal
I
invest?
don't think I have any talent at all.
No, but we all think that. We all think that. We're just more aware, aren't we? We're more
Yeah, well,
tuned
I
in.
Yeah,
tell
you're open to it, aren't you?
Yeah.
I lived in a house, a 300-year-old house. I come from a village that's kind of, I don't know, kind of. You see, the Irish are different in a way because we would be more attuned to that. Most people are more attuned to it in Ireland. Like we believe more in fairies and we believe more in spirits, and we've got Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween originated in
Oh,
Ireland.
Halloween's nuts in Ireland.
Yeah, and we would believe, like, I mean, we still have traditions to this day.
Yeah.
We believe that, you know, Halloween night is when our ancestors would come back to visit us, and we'd believe that fire would clear out any of the evil spirits. And I mean, New Year's Eve, to this day, if I was making tea in a teacup or in a teapot with just tea leaves, we always went out New Year's night and we threw the tea leaves out to the fairies. And to this day, and I'm telling you, this is a fact, you would not find an Irish person interfering with a fairy fort or a fairy tree.
No.
Yeah.
They just will not do it. And, you know, people say, oh, God, the Irish have awful bad language. They curse a lot. And
they do. I've heard that. Jenny, she's forever doing that.
Yeah, but you know what?
We don't
really see it. Yeah, we don't really see it as bad language. It's just words. It's very distressing. You know, it distresses you. But if we put a curse on you, that's a different kettle of fish.
Why do you think personally I never mess with you and Jenny? Because I know that I'll get stuff. I'll get I just want to give a wee quick shout out to Paul Goddard because Paul's no feeling well. He's got the flu. God love him. So get well soon from us, my darling.
And actually, Paul is an ambassador for me for July.
Yes.
Up on his tour in July. It's more like, you know, it's paranormal, but it's health and wellness as well, and it's past life regression and all that area.
I can actually imagine because we've had Paul on the show. We actually need to get Paul for later in the year. But I absolutely love Paul. He's just so gentle. He is. He's like he's just, and you're just like, oh. But he is. He's really, really lovely. I owe my apology as well because I was meant to tune in on Monday and watch Monday show with you guys on the live.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen because something happened.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh,
it didn't
well,
happen
I don't feel so bad.
No,
don't feel so bad. I was like groveling. I'm so sorry.
No, it didn't happen yet.
Jenny was like, I was on the set. David and Jenny's having a conversation. I just want to give a shout out, obviously, to Wilfred Paranormal because they're doing a 48-hour event, March the 21st through the 23rd. Definitely check it out, guys. Very much enjoying Angel Our Life. Thank you very much. Kelly's asking, did it all get videoed?
Did what all get videoed?
It must have been about when you were talking about when you were in that room and you were describing
no
how it was.
That's all the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. And it didn't even. We didn't even video outside at the circle. Come to think of it, no, we didn't.
Jenny says, never. You're telling fibbies. You and me were on a live the other night and you were doing all this.
I've seen your Facebook post, Jenny.
Kelly says she's got Irish descendants. Angels of Life, right on. I love fairies. They've been such a blessing to me. I really need to get that subject done as fairies. Hi, Wayne. Happy Valentine's Day. Kelly says, Paul got a vitamin C infusion. You will feel better though straight away. Hope you feel better soon. ASA Swift author, David McConaughey Swift. I've never cursed one goddamn time in my life. I don't lie about shit like that. I think you're cursing at me the now. And Kelly says, why?
Well, funny enough that you talk about the fairies, because we also bring people to an actual fairy farm, Pat Noon's fairy farm in Galway.
Yeah, I know. Pat.
He's a lovely guy, and he has a very unique farm. It's a very
Mm.
ancient. He's got a cairn, which is an underground passage to him. It dates back to about probably 5,000-6,000 years old. He's got standing stones. He's got a fertility stone. He's got a fairy portal where the white and the black hawthorn meet.
Yeah.
I've stood in there, and I have no sense of smell at all. But I smelled beautiful smell of roses in there while I stood there.
Oh, I love
fairy
those.
fort. He's got a fairy fort on his land as well. So the last time we were there, actually, Pat made a mistake of double booking, but it was great in a way because Grant Wilson was on the other tour, and we got to meet him as well. And I always sing for the fairies when I go into the fairy fort. And, you know, Pat will always ask people to either pick some rushes or give them a little flower or something, just nice little, you know, something.
Giving
Oh,
something
well,
back. Yeah.
do you know what? I would just like to say to Mr. Seaton that I don't like you because since you told me about Tamu and the equipment, I have been on looking and I keep seeing beautiful pendulums. Now, I used to be very, very sceptical with pendulums. And I actually tried it out one night, the pendulum, and I actually asked it a question, and I said, would I still be podcasting in 5 years? And it moved to yes. So I was like, oh my God, I'll still be doing this in 5 years' time. But I really, really like the pendulum. Wayne says, just having a break while I wait for dinner to arrive. Oh, thank you. You're a kind sir. Kelly says, I would love to go to Ireland, but not sure if I can, as my medication stops me going to a lot of countries, even with letters from the doctors. Ah, geez, Kelly.
I don't know why that would happen.
No, not from England to Ireland. You don't even need a passport.
No, it's true.
Yeah, usually because I bring a lot of medications, and once you've got a bottle that's labelled, usually there's not a problem.
Yeah. But it's it'll be good. It will be good to do this in June. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to my own as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm at that stage now. You know that stage where you say to yourself, "What you got to do with all your free time?" And then now I'm like that. Oh, I could be going here, going there.
Yeah.
Wade says, I enjoy using stand with pendulums and record the footage.
I love my
David said,
pendulum. I love it.
looking forward to seeing Things Network at the Miami County and Indiana Fairgrounds at this year's Para-Unity Convention. Yours truly will have a vendor again. See you there.
Uh-huh.
Well, you have a good time. Definitely. I know that they do a lot of conventions. But Kelly says, Aussieland, I'm on morphine and cannabis oil.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Australia, yeah, a bit different, perhaps.
Right, then I can kind of understand why we obviously morphine. But yeah, so that was me on Tamu. It's amazing. Tamu, it's like a shop like a billionaire, and I'm like, no, be a good girl, blow, stay off, stay off, or resist. So apart from that, guys, what rabbit holes do you want to go down tonight? Tell you what, May, throw us down a rabbit hole.
Jesus, God. Let me see. Oh, how rabbit hole. What will I see now?
I don't mind the rabbit hole. Just throw me down it.
Channeling.
Channeling.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I used to do quite a lot of channeling. I've kind of fell to the side now on it. But I used to love to channel, especially when I'm in location and when I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
I love it because it's amazing what I can channel into. And there's some things where I have channeled and I've left myself kind of like, how did you know that sort of way? And I had that in the very first investigation I ever done. And I channeled and I could see this room the way it used to be. And I could see it like the spirit. And the spirit was put in there basically against their own free will. And they were blamed for a crime. And I'm going back and forth with the EVP session. And by the time we finished, one of the lasses said to me, "How did you know?" You see, I hate when people ask me that. How did you know? I can't answer it.
Yeah.
Because it come. I wouldn't say I'm like at the level of Barry John, or Andy Jones or like that. But when I have my full concentration, and there's sometimes I even sit and channel into people I don't mean to, but I could just sit there and something will come and I'll just get channeling in, and even at that I can't explain it. I did do development classes. I did development classes with Barry John, and I loved them. I honestly loved the development class because I got a lot out of it. A lot out for channeling. But yeah, when it happens, it's like the goosebumps. Oh my god!
It's good, isn't it? It's like I go to a circle every week, and we do a lot of lots of different things. You know, we might do tarot. We always do spirit work, and we always do meditation. But what I'm finding, because I'm so used to going there now, I'm getting too comfortable with it. It's been over 10 years, so I'm getting too comfortable. So I am doing a lot more remote viewing. I'm tending to going out, sitting there, and they'll say, "Lynn, have you got anything?" Well, I get a few people coming through, but I'm not really interested in that spirit. It's what I'm seeing. It's what I'm seeing. I got shown something really strange the other night. And it turned out what I was seeing is in an area where the murder wasn't taking place there. The body was dumped not far from there. And it was a policeman that killed his wife.
Oh God.
Right. And my son had gone missing. Talk about low, right? My son had gone missing. This was years ago now. I'm talking about early 1990s, maybe 93, and gone missing. And this big copper come, and he was humongous. So I give him a picture. Yeah, and he went off. And it was him that had killed his own wife. Because what he'd done, right?
Wow.
He'd had an affair with a local woman who worked in a pub. And his wife and him had 2 children. So they found his wife in the bottom of this ditch in the car, but nothing fitted. So as you know, they're quite tight, the coppers, and they'll all stick up for each other, but they had somebody new in that team, and he didn't gel with the others, and he came out, he said, well, there's something wrong here. And the reason why he got done for it, he would have got away with it, but because he was so big, he drove the car to this spot, moved his wife over, rolled her down the hill into this ditch. Well, of course, she didn't fit in the seat, did she? Because she was small. Yeah. So this area that I was looking at, everything started to gel. And people were saying, well, we went past there today. And so everybody in the room, there was only about 5 of us there, and we were all connecting with this energy. So I went on this estate because I was getting sort of beckoned, and I went along. And there was a guy there. He had a flat cap. He was late 30s, early 40s. He was dressed in country clothes, and he was saying, "Come here, come here." So I went up to him, and it was on this estate. It's on the Hernon estate, right, where Prime Minister Gladstone lived there. And he was showing me. He said, "There's something going on down there. There's something going on." And I was going, "What?" He said, "Get down, get down." So I was getting down, but I was trying to see what was going on. And there was a guy in the distance, because it was all quite dark, and he was chopping something up.
Oh, God.
He was chopping something up, and it was in the bushes further down deep into the woods. And I said, "There's somebody there." So it's going to eat me now. So I've got to go and with somebody into them woods now and go to the place which I seen on this remote viewing to see if there's anything there.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Happy Valentine's Day, handsome.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Woo!
He's got a red light in his kitchen, or red light district.
Me, this is Nick. Nick, this is me. This was Nick that I recommended for ambassador.
Yeah, nice to finally meet you.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
What about you, Tim? Have you did any channeling? And
No, not really. I meditate every day, and I go to circles once a fortnight as well, like Lynn. But no, something I'd like to have a go at, but I've never actually. I do meditate a lot, but I've not actually channeled. I don't think. No. I don't use a lot of equipment or nothing like that when I'm investigating. Hardly anything. Just a pendulum and voice recorder and my camera phone.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Definitely. The problem is equipment. I don't know about you guys, right? But I just find that equipment is getting too expensive. It breaks easy. And sometimes, it's great when you get the goosebumps of, hearing an EVP, but like the old school, I like going back to the old school stuff because I think to myself, there's a lot more stuff to do. It's all interesting. Like there's like working with the pendulum, working with the Ouija board, working.
I do a Ouija. I got Ouijas.
I've got one myself, and that's how I got my pendulum, because it was a 2-in-1. And when I got it, I was like, "Oh, I really, really like it." I've tried dowsing rods. I don't get a result with dowsing rods. I just don't feel like they work for me, sort of thing. But I've went more or less back to old school using my senses, seeing what I get. So I'm like when people say about equipment now, don't get me wrong. I had a wee nosy what Wayne was saying last night. See that Wayne, Nick? He's a bad influence. Kelly says so many fake people and it's so wrong. They give the honest people a bad name. You're like me, Willow. Wayne says food's arrived. Have an awesome weekend, everyone. Have a good weekend, too, pal.
Take care,
Kelly says I got told stuff all the time. It's weird. I don't understand why me, but I have to give what I get, even to complete strangers, and I ask that as well, and I can't answer that question. I find if I'm around like-minded people, it seems to get more intense. Enjoy, Wayne. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Joanne. Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Same to you. Hey, Nick, hope you're feeling great. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Jenny's going, Nick. And Maureen says, hi, Nick. So, Nick, how many Valentine's cards did you get? I bet you were swimming through to get to your basement.
Not really. You didn't get any.
No, me neither.
I
Me
never
neither.
either. Don't worry.
Just to tell a lie, I gave you a message because I thought I'll be sweet. I'll give you a message.
Oh yeah, I meant dropping through the letterbox. I never got any.
No,
Well, I can't fit through the letterbox. I'm a bit chubby for that nonsense.
I did, however, buy a Valentine card before I left the grocery store today. So, I will be honest of who it is. It's because she got me a gift. She gave me a Valentine this morning.
Oh,
well, it's not exactly what you guys think it is. It was my mom.
I knew what you were going to say. That is your mother.
Oh,
yeah, it was my mom who gave me one.
Do you know that I have a big Valentine's card? I still have it from when my boys were so small.
Oh,
do you know what? Do you know what, guys? In my safe keep box where I keep everything, I've got all the stuff that Tommy Lee used to make me, and you know, when I look back, I get quite emotional because I'm thinking to myself, just to have you at that age again.
Yeah.
And I've got like all my wee pictures. I've even got when my gran was in the care home, she made me this wee. It was like a wee wooden woolly love heart. And I've still got the wee thing that she wrote, obviously in the card. And it's things like that I keep for a keepsake.
Yeah.
And I put them in my memory box.
Yeah.
That's always something to cherish. You got to cherish it.
Oh God, aye. Oh God, aye. I've even got, you know, like my boy scans and that there as well, and his wee bit of hair that they cut off.
Yeah.
I've got like one of my son's name tags from when he was born. It's covered in poo, but I've still got it.
Oh well, but do you know what? It's things to treasure. It really.
I remember one time, Lo, you know, my boys would always. I have 3 sons, and God, you know, I was just thinking the middle guy will be 40 next this April coming. Anyway, they used to, you know, Mother's Day always came around every year, and they'd always have a card or something for me, you know. But this particular day, anyway, I get up and nobody mentions anything about Mother's Day, and there's no card and there's no nothing, and I'm not saying anything, but I'm really hurt. None of them mentioned Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I go off to the shop and I'm so really, and I'm thinking, what the hell? What the hell did I do now? You know, this kind of. Anyhow, when I came back, there was a box of chocolates on the table, and Donald, the oldest guy, he's a fiddle player. He says, we didn't do the usual thing this year, ma'am. He says, but I'll tell you what I did do. I composed a tune for you.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, that was the best Mother's Day I had. And he played this for me. Yeah, he composed this traditional tune. It was the best, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is it like folk music, mate?
It was a reel. You know, it was
Oh, real,
yeah.
Fast.
Kelly says, I've got all the cards my kids
have made me.
Have made me never buy cards. I always make them even for Father's Day. Oh, bless. Hey, Kelly, long time not see. Happy Valentine's Day, pal. But do you know what? I love like the wee presents. See, like I'm no one. I'm quite happy with homemade cards. I'm even quite happy with like a shell off a beach.
Yeah.
Or
more personalized, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very sentimental that way. Even like when I'm talking to you guys and you'll send me like pictures and memes and all that, even some of the things that Lynn sent me, I've got cherished strapped away. So, and then obviously Tim did that picture of my gran and papa, and honestly, that's never came out my phone. By the way, you should see what Tim drew. Honestly, May. Oh,
He's amazing, May.
He's a cracking draw. 2 minutes and I'll get the picture.
Yeah,
My
this
phone.
I gotta see.
Oh, it would help if I had my phone the right way up, folks.
Actually, talking about art and drawing, there was a guy on the last tour, October, and he would draw what he was seeing.
Wow, yeah.
And the entities that he was seeing, he would draw them. And honestly, it was amazing to see the stuff that he was coming out with.
I think it's very clever, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
and
clever.
He'd have it in his little notebook, and he was just
like remote drawing. When he's seen
wherever we would have gone, whatever Let's Health Fire Club or Lep Castle or you know, whatever he was seeing, he would draw it.
He would draw.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Right. You see, that's good, that, because if they're drawing them, right, and they're not saying anything, and when you talk about it afterwards and you describe about what you've seen or whatever, and he'll bring that up and they'll most probably be gobsmacked because that's what they've seen. I think that it's not proof, but it just corroborates everything that person's done. And that really, that picture is just worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the photo that I got Tim to wait now and I'll make myself bigger.
Yeah.
Wait now. Nick, why are you not in control of this so that I can start?
I'm not signed into StreamYard, unfortunately.
I know, and I'm sitting here going, Nick. Oh no!
Yeah, I would jump in immediately, but unfortunately, I can't this time.
I know. Tell me about
it. I've had no tea, so.
Drinking crisps, nice.
Myself out. So this is the picture that obviously I got Tim to draw for my gran and papa.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So that's the picture that obviously I sent Tim.
Yeah.
Now, I only really wanted my gran, but Tim went above and beyond for me. And this is what he drew.
See.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I have seen that. That is great.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So do you know what? I have treasured that in my phone, because as I said, Tim is wonderful. I really think he's an amazing drawer, honest to God, and I can't give that man credit enough.
Absolutely.
He's very special. Very special.
Yeah, you should get it printed and frame it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
you need a higher resolution picture to print it off. I'll send you a link to a higher resolution picture so you can get it printed off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. I'll be Kate Winslet and I'll come down and get drawn.
Hey, what's up, Kate?
Pickle Nick. Kate says, Tim is only the best. He is. Wouldn't swap him for all the team China. Wouldn't swap him for all the team China. Wouldn't swap any of my team, actually. I'm really, really honoured. And I just want to make an announcement. May is our new adjustment to the network. May is joining us and putting our podcasts.
Wow, brilliant.
Brilliant.
And,
brilliant.
Well, you know, I've got so many. I did during the COVID when I couldn't bring people over to Ireland. I decided, well, if I can't bring people over to Ireland, I'll bring Ireland over to America. So I started doing these podcasts called Chatting Up the Irish.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would contact, like there's a guy, and he was a wood carver, and chatted to him about his talent. And Pat Noon, the guy that owns the Fairy Farm, I have an hour with him. And then there's a guy, Pat Sweeney is his name, and he does these. He's got 2 farms at the edge of the Cliffs of Moher, and he does these walks, these nature walks, and it's really interesting. Yeah, so I contacted people that I knew and people that I didn't know, and I started doing the podcast. And then recently, because of the ambassadors that I have, I thought, sure, I'll do Magical Ireland with May, and I'll interview the ambassadors and the tour guides.
Yeah.
So, Lo, I still have to interview you.
I know, I was just going to say, the Lo still hasn't been on yet. Well, when is your next one, lovely?
I can post them at any stage. You see, I've posted them on Facebook, not to say that it made much difference, but however, we can, and I'm going to be reposting them again, I suppose.
I am free. Tomorrow night I've got a pre-record with Mark Manley and Wayne.
Then we can do a pre-recorded one.
Yeah, listen, I don't mind. I'm free Monday if you fancy Monday.
I have a funny feeling there's something on Monday, but I'll let you know.
Right, I'll tell you what, because I need to phone, if it's all right with you, Tim, I'll phone you after the show, because I need to talk to you about our show that we're doing, just you and I.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And get you slotted in.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll be gentle with you.
Fabulous.
It says next is all decked out. He is, Kate. Yeah. Tim, when you come to Ireland, will you bring your tattoo gear?
Definitely.
Jenny says. And Nori says, Tim is an amazing artist. He captures the soul of people and animals. They're so remote.
Absolutely spot on, though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Nick. That's me just seeing your message. See, it usually gives me a beep when somebody is came on. For some reason, or maybe it was my voice was too loud and that's how I didn't hear it. But yeah. But May, thank you so much for tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure.
Well, you know,
quick that hour. Blimey.
It has.
What'd you say, Tim? What did you say, Tim?
I said it's gone so quick this hour.
Yeah,
I know.
That's how
happy Valentine's Day!
Valentine's Day.
Tom, that is May. This is Tom.
Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm tired, but I'm okay. I was running around like crazy trying to get home to get on here.
Also, just it's also AKA Pickle Tom with him.
Well,
whenever, if you're on Things Network and you're watching a live and you see a bunch of pickles, that's usually me.
Yeah. Well, if you've got another hour, we could do another hour if you wanted.
What time is it? Yeah, we can if you want.
Are you guys up for another hour?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I've got no date.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I got to run down and put Dad's dinner in the oven, but I don't have to tend to it. It's just put it in the oven.
What about you, Tim?
Here comes
trouble. I could probably do another hour.
I can probably.
Why not?
Let's drop off to sleep.
Do a half an hour.
If I just drop off, it don't matter. Just sling a cover over me.
I will, honey. I'll throw that cover over the top of you. Hi, Tom. Happy birthday, Kelly says. Jenny says, hi, Tom. How do you feel after the big one?
Oh, I had to think. It sounded dirty. So I was going to say, did I? What? What did I say? I'm okay that I'm over it now.
That's why he was walking with John May.
Lost here. Come on, somebody spill the beans because I know nothing about the big one.
Right.
The big 5-0. I turned 50
a
week ago.
Okay, no. I was thinking of something.
Spring chicken.
I was too at first. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, what did I do?
Nobody says, here comes trouble, you bloody right. he is trouble. Awesome, yes, says Kelly. And Sandra says, stay safe and protected. Abbott's Hernon blessings from Canada. Oh, and Noreen said,
BC, British Columbia. Yeah.
Oh, welcome. Noreen says, I'm so glad you're going longer as I was late. Nick, you're rubbing off on Noreen because Noreen strolled in here 15 minutes late like she's Ezekiel.
Well, that kind of makes two of us when you really think about it, Noreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was running late too because of work.
Do you know, last night, guys, we had a laugh. Nick was obviously, I was waiting for Nick to come in, and
I don't know what it was, but I was just so tired when I got home from work yesterday. I don't know why. And originally, I did set an alarm for myself. Like, I was thinking, okay, I'll just close my eyes for maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll join the show. Unfortunately, I fell into a deep sleep by mistake.
Do you know, are you telling me, Nicky boy, when I phoned you, that's what was wrong? You were just coming out of sleep, you arsehole.
Yeah, very much so.
See, 10, 15 minutes in Nick time is about half hour to an hour. It depends on the day.
Well, see, for a laugh, we were sitting last night, right? And I said, because I don't think the guest knew how quite to take it, whether to laugh or not, right? But you know the way I am with Nick, right? So I turned in and said that Nick was basically going to be wearing his mankini. I says, but he doesn't know how quite to put the mankini on, whether it's upside down and that. And then obviously, you know it, Tom. So then I was like, if Nick appeared early, I says it'd be like he pushed the bed. And then and I was like, I said, it's all right. I says, Nick just laughs at me. He just, I don't even know how he puts up with me, to be honest.
When you say that, I actually picture the Borat mankini thing and him wearing it upside down so that there's a stripe going across the side of his face and everything else is hanging out underneath. Like, I don't think you're doing it right, man.
No, Sandra says, watching Escape to the Country. Noreen says, I was up late watching Nick last night. Blame Nick. We all blame Nick.
Yeah.
Hashtag I blame Nick.
I'm blamed for everything.
Sandra's got ancestors from Erebus County, Scotland and Wales. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
There's all of us there, isn't there?
There is, aye. There definitely is.
My great-grandparents are from Cork.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Ah.
Cork is a lovely county.
That's one place I haven't been.
And you know, if you ever go there, you should go down to Cove, down to the Titanic Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's held in the actual building where the people went in to buy their tickets to go onto the Titanic.
Wow.
Wow.
You can walk, you can see from behind it, you can see the remains of the pier where the last place people stood before they left. You know, they'd have to go on a boat to go on the Titanic. A boat would have to bring them out to the Titanic.
Yeah.
But there's only timber, there's only wood there now. But it's when you stand and you look at it and you think, oh my God, the amount of people that stood there to get on that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and the museum itself is really well done, and
I'm
sure it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was built in Belfast, though, wasn't it?
It was built in Belfast, and it went around then.
Yeah.
And it picked up some people in England, but Cove, it used to be called Queenstown. So Cove was the last stop before the tragedy. And you know, there's a very sad story. Well, of course, it's all sad, but there's a village in County Mayo, and I can't remember the name of the village. And it's only in the last, I suppose, I could be wrong about this, but I think it's in the last 10 years that people have talked about this. There was a young girl that left that village and she went over to New York when she was about 15 or 16. And she was a maid in one of the big houses over in New York. And she learned how to sew She became a seamstress. And she worked very hard, and she ended up having her own business and her own, I don't know whether it was a shop or a little factory or what it was, but she made a lot of money eventually. So she decided that she'd come home to that village in Mayo and she would buy tickets for some of the young people from the village. She bought 11 tickets.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And they were going back on the Titanic. And
Oh, wow.
A lot of money back then.
all of them lost their lives.
That's
Oh my
tragic.
God.
It was a tragedy for the village, and for a long time the villagers wouldn't talk about it, even up until 20 years ago. And I think they came together and they decided that they were going to do a commemoration every year for those people now. But it really was an awful sad, you know. I mean, she came hoping that she could do good for her village, you know.
Yeah, young people going off like that, thinking they've got the world at the feet.
Yeah, and she had organised places for them to live and everything, and she was
That's,
give them
that's
jobs.
just devastating. Just hearing that.
It's a really and you know, if you go to the museum, you get a ticket, and the ticket is a duplicate of what you would have bought.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, it's exactly the same ticket that you'd have bought at the Titanic, and there's a name on the ticket. Like mine now, when the last time I went was Margaret Delaney, and you're looking at this ticket, and as you're going around, you know, you start getting invested in, because as soon as you go through the whole museum and you come out to the gift shop, there's a big wall, and you can find out on that wall whether the person on your ticket survived or not.
You know what, Meg?
Really invested. I hope that she did. I hope she survived. I hope she survived.
Yeah.
And you don't know until you go. And it's really a good place to visit. And then what is, and you can go out then about 11 miles out the road to Middleton. Middleton has a distillery, Jameson Distillery, which is a good tour as well. But outside of Middleton, there's this sculpture of 9 massive feathers, steel feathers, and it's a memorial to the Choctaw Indians.
Wow!
And you wonder why would there be a memorial to the Choctaw Indians in Ireland? Well, I'll tell you. During the famine, the Choctaws, it was shortly after, it was about 16 or 17 years after the Vale of Tears. And the Choctaws, however they found out, but they found out about the famine in Ireland, and they sent over maize and corn, and I think it was 710 pounds to Ireland.
Wow.
Oh.
So that memorial is there. And then in County Mayo, from Lewisburg to Newport, they have a walk every year to commemorate the Choctaw Indians.
Wow.
And actually last year, the Choctaw Indians unveiled a memorial, and I don't know whether it was Washington or where it is. They unveiled a beautiful memorial to the Irish.
Yeah.
So there's a link there between the Irish and the Choctaws.
Well, you know what, May? That Delaney, I look after somebody called Delaney from Dublin.
Margaret Delaney was my woman, and she had died.
Wow! Yeah. And my sister, who's not with us anymore, she died about 9 years ago now. Her spirit guide was a Red Indian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
There you go.
So they sent over all that corn. They're like, "Listen, we know it's not potatoes, but listen, I can make that joke. I can make that joke because my last name is Nally. I don't know if you could tell by my face. There's a lot of Irish in here."
But the funny, the sad part about that was, though, in fairness, they were so sick and they were so bad. The corn actually made them worse because they weren't able to digest it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing their best to help the people. God love them, you know, but it wasn't a good thing because the Irish palate, the Irish stomach, well, they were so sick anyhow, but they couldn't digest the maize and the corn.
Yeah.
Might have been better with another root vegetable or something. Well, I mean, just because they're they cook similar, I guess.
Yeah.
Like even carrots might have been.
Yeah.
That's my nickname, that Spud. It's my nickname.
What is it?
Spud.
Spud.
Oh, I'm never going to forget that now.
Spud.
Yeah.
Spud.
Yeah, I've got a few. One Spud, one Smurf, because I'm little.
Yeah.
I got to say real quick, all this talk in this case, like this museum that you were talking about, May. Ironically enough, we actually do have our own museum over here too. And I went about a year ago to the museum, which I don't know if they still have I don't know if it was like supposed to be kind of like one of those temporary ones or if it was a permanent one. And we got the same thing like when it came to the tickets, like it was supposed to resemble. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly which person it was that I got on the ticket, but I believe for my case, that person managed to survive.
Yeah.
So, but it was
wow.
It was just, I don't know how to describe it when you go to a museum like that involving the Titanic.
Yeah. You get kind of invested in it as you're going around and you're looking at this name and you're thinking, God, I wonder.
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
You really
and then
do.
you get very disappointed. You think, oh God, they died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need to take a minute. Wait, Nick, put your head back where it was. No. Go back so we can see the top of the heart. Does that not look like bunny ears behind him?
I was actually.
I didn't actually think that way.
I was actually going to say, I thought you'd became a Playboy. I thought you were going to Playboy Mansion after that.
It's just a heart.
Sandra says, maybe we're related. That explains why they fed the corn to the livestock. But now that I'm fascinated that Tom's pointed that out, all I can see is a Playboy and Nick now. Nick the Playboy.
Nick's the new Playgirl model.
He's gone. Oh, there he is.
I never would think in a million years of
that. Tom, what did you get for Valentines, mate?
Oh, it hasn't happened yet. It's still only 4:15 here.
So
where are you, Tom?
I'm gonna Philadelphia.
Oh, you're the same time zone as me. Yeah, I'm in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
You're in Kentucky. Okay.
I'm a Kentucky. I'm going to open up a can of whoop ass on you, boy.
We're going to do that. We're going to.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, that's the only bit of American I know.
We're going to whip on your ass, boy. We're going to break that can wide open. Is what we're going to do. No, we're gonna be doing dinner tonight somewhere, and I'll be giving her gift. I just got her another. The same thing kind of that I got her last year, just a different color. It's this jeweler here in Philadelphia, Steven Singer. He does this gold dipped rose where it's a real rose dipped in gold, and then the petals are colored and stuff. So last year I got her favorite color, green, because she's very Irish, very red hair, fair skin, everything. And then I got her my favorite color, which is purple, also my birthstone color. So
yeah,
I love purple. Absolutely.
Always been my favorite.
Somebody actually rang me today because I had put out a newsletter or something, great idea for a Valentine's gift. Give them a tour of Ireland. And a guy actually rang me today, wanted to buy a tour for his wife who's into the paranormal. And the wife happens to be the woman, she was my physical therapist after I got out of the hospital.
Wow.
She used to come to the house every week. She came for about 12 weeks.
Small world.
Honestly, you just couldn't make this stuff up. You couldn't make it up.
Nori says, my family originated from Sligo.
That's where I'm from. Yeah, I wonder what part of Sligo, Noreen. If you have any idea, let me know.
All I know is my family came from somewhere just outside of Ulster.
Yeah.
And supposedly they did have like a small castle-ish that was turned into a museum years later. And the only reason I have the information is I used to work for a place called the Historical Research Center, where they do family name history printouts and coats of arms and stuff. And well, you get bored when you're at work sometimes, and you start looking stuff up. And I think it said that there were paintings of the original owners of the property in the lobby of the museum. I would love to find where it is and get there someday to see if I look like any of them.
I wonder.
So we're going to see
Yes, Drumcliff. Drumcliff is North Sligo.
If we go out there, we're going to see an ancestor of Tom.
Look, it's Pickle Seamus.
Yeah, no, it's like an old 1890s selfie shot of Tom, and maybe so this must have been what this is Tom's world from 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
hey Heather.
Noreen said that it's from Drumcliff. Drumcliff is North Sligo. Yeah, North Sligo. And Drumcliff, actually, there's a churchyard there. And the famous W.B. Yeats is buried there. Yeah. Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see Ben Bulbin in the background, and the ocean is not too far away. It's actually a beautiful place.
I love it. I love being next to water.
I will get to Ireland someday.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Big problem is I have a fear of heights, which is kind of a flying thing too. And that's a long flight.
But you know something though, Tom? When you're in the airplane, you have no idea that you're up that high because.
Well, I did it once. I flew from Philadelphia International to San Francisco nonstop, so we were up pretty high.
Yeah.
And I would have been okay, except the in-flight movie. They decided to show The Perfect Storm. Now, I understand that takes place at sea.
Out of all the movies.
That takes place at sea. It's totally different, but still it's a disaster movie. Not what you want to show on a plane.
No.
Noreen said they moved from there to Scotland. Unlucky devils. And Sandra says our Hugh Gardner immigrated to Nova Scotia earlier 1800s with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just going to say this, Tom. Take my advice when you try to get to that plane to London, to Ireland.
I want to get there too.
Yeah, well, the best thing to try to cope with that fear of heights is just bring a whole bunch of alcohol and get drunk as hell. You won't even remember the flight.
Or else take a couple of Xanax.
Drink before I get there and make it real fun on the customs people.
The problem is
you get on the plane then.
You won't be out on the plane.
Definitely from Antrim County.
Antrim. The cliffs, there's the glens of Antrim. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. I could talk all night about all the different places in Ireland you could visit.
Listen, Matthew, I've enjoyed having you on. It has been great to have you on.
I've been watching you guys and I was thinking, I'm going to be part of the gang.
Yeah. You're like,
here you are.
It's great. I'm glad you're on there.
Oh wait, if you've been watching, but then you feel jilted because you haven't got to visit.
I saw that. I saw it.
Kelly says you
that particular night, Tom, I remember thinking these people are all bloody crazy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Kelly says, sniff my dogs, you won't remember anything. Noreen says, you'll fit right in me. And she's laughing at me. Well, I can't help it if people come into my show and don't leave. I mean, it's not like I kidnap you. Tim, I only said you could come in. I didn't tie you up or nothing.
Yes, you did.
I don't want to scare me off.
Oh, Jesus, Mo. It's a trick more than that to scare I'm a little bit tougher than that now. And remember, I've lived in America for 12 years, so I'm really getting tough now.
Do you know what? I joke. I'm like, I must, because everybody talks about my dungeon. And I'm like, I'm paying bedroom tax. I says, because I've got that many folk in my dungeon. Because Shane will go on about my dungeon and Nick, and I'm like, for God's sake, I says, everybody's down there, even Wayne. I'm like, everybody just come in. Big party. No, as Noreen puts it, we are one big happy family, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can make
all
one person smile and make their day, you've done your job.
And we're the
But
nuts that
honestly,
fell
do you
off
know
the family
something?
tree.
That's the great thing about you know what I do now. You see people coming into the airport and they're kind of a little bit nervous and they're kind of shy and they're not talkative. And after 3 days, you can see them talking to each other and making friends. And at the end of the tour, they're hugging each other and they're crying because they're swapping phone numbers. And then you come back and you watch them on Facebook and they're visiting each other. It really is. It's
lovely.
It's lovely. It is. It's lovely. And to be part of it is fantastic.
I suppose, you know what, the biggest positive I've got to say is, you tell me what? You tell me what.
Do you know what?
I'll tell you what.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what. Do you know what? Without you guys and without, obviously, my viewers are not just viewers to me. Viewers become your friends and then they become your family.
Yes,
and it's seriously, like, doing this every week, it does give you that sense of achievement, because see if I'm making all yous laugh and yous go home happy, then I'm happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, Kelly says, yeah, watch out, Willow seems great, but the amount of people going missing, we know where they are.
Yeah. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Nori says, did I say dysfunctional? I'll tell you, there's nothing normal about this household.
Look how dark it is in our house. Look, there's no lights on. That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the foyer to the dungeon that she's in right now.
Yeah,
it's got a little bit of light.
She can't stand daylight. You don't like the light. What's that? You don't like the light, do you? So,
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
We only ever see you at night. We don't see you in the daytime.
I do.
That's probably pre-recorded.
That is that. She likes that rabbit hole. Oh, cheeky monkey. Come on, Tom. There's usually a cheeky comment out you.
I was sidetracked.
Well, of course you are. You're always sidetracked.
Better than being backtracked.
That's what she said.
Actually, well, no, that's usually not what she says. So.
All right.
Not a she in particular. I'm just saying she.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Now these tours, you're so looking forward to doing this, aren't you? You're sort of like the CEO, really, aren't you now? Yeah.
I'm looking. Just to get people back, and because I had to miss out for 2.5 years, and it was just a pain in the ass,
Kelly.
Yeah, so getting people back again and doing it and meeting all the new ambassadors and giving them the opportunity to have their fans hang out with them in Ireland or in Scotland. I mean, it's how many people would get an opportunity to hang out with the likes of, let's say, Chris Fleming or Patty Negri or people like that, and they get to spend 9 days with them or 10 days or whatever it is. And it's great.
I actually just saw Chris Fleming several months ago, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Chris hasn't been well, but he's doing a lot better. I was talking to him last week, and he felt fantastic.
That's good.
That's great. Yeah, it is.
He's probably going to be coming out to. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised that probably sometime later. I think in June he's probably going to be coming out to our Paracon that we're going to be having. So I'm betting he's
in fact, somebody mentioned that earlier on about the Paracon that you guys are having. Wait till I go back up and I'll show you the comment.
Yeah, we're supposed to, he usually comes almost every year.
It's ASA Swift author. Looking forward to seeing Things Network at the Miami County, Indiana fairgrounds at this year's parade.
No, it's not. It's not the Para-Unity convention. It's actually a different one entirely. The Para-Unity convention will not be until October. This is one that will be happening during the month of June.
Don't they do a Para-Unity here in PA too?
Not that I'm aware of. All I know is that the one we put together is usually in Miami County, Indiana.
Yeah, he's really looking forward to getting back doing stuff as well now, because the doctors have given him the go-ahead to travel as well and to go out there. And he's really looking forward to getting back out there again and doing his thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's doing well. He has another round of chemo to do, I think, and then he's finished with that.
He was supposed to do he was also supposed to do a Paracon late last year, but he had to cancel it again because of those health reasons.
Yeah. So he's doing well, and he's looking forward to coming. He's doing the ambassador for the October or the September tour. This is the one that was supposed to happen in June, but we changed it over September just to give him a chance to just build up his strength and everything like that.
Is that the one in England?
No. This is in Ireland. This is a Spooked Ireland.
In Ireland.
It's kind of like a repetition of the one that we had in October, but we won't have the Halloween tours and things like that. But we have an investigation in Cork jail and in the school, and again in Castle, and we're staying in 3 different Irish castles during the tour.
Oh, that should be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3 different Irish castles.
See, that is why I always say about your tour, May, because it looks so amazing. It looks for what you're getting for it, and as you say, you're hanging out with ambassadors, the investigations, and I've Googled some of these places, Google Maps, and it looks amazing. It does really look amazing.
I'm sure Ireland's filled with ruins too, like ruins of old.
Oh yeah.
I would have content for my channel for years.
No.
That's what I do.
Not only would you, it would be more about the content. You just want more of the viewers so they can subscribe to This Is Tom's World.
Well, yeah.
Well, where I'm from, just to explain it, it's called Sligo in English, but it's called Sligoch in Irish, and the actual translation of that is Shelley Place. And actually, when the people moved and inhabited Ireland first, that's where they stopped. That's where they settled first, because even to this day, if you stand in the bay, Sligo Bay, when the tide is out, you can see these big, massive shells. And it was a place. It was a place of abundance. And if you look at the land that's stripped away by the ocean, you can see layers and layers and layers of shells. So the people that inhabited the country stopped there first because it was a place of abundance. So now we've got Carramore megalithic tombs. We've got Carrowkeel. Carrowkeel is on the Brickleaf Mountains, and it's underground passage tombs. And there's 14 of them. We call them cairns. And the summer solstice shines in there.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it lights up the inner chamber and the 3 chambers.
And it hits the post outside.
Yeah, and then directly across the country, you've got Newgrange that does the winter solstice. And the position of the cairns on the Brickleafs at a certain time of the year, it mirror images what's happening in the sky.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It is, yeah. And I have a friend of mine, actually, she's a druid. She's very psychic, but I brought her up and we went into one of the cairns, and she heard voices. She heard somebody speaking, but it wasn't Irish. It was old Irish.
Yeah.
ancient kind of Irish, and she
Gaelic, yeah.
She knew it was Irish, but she couldn't figure out what they were saying. And she speaks Irish, you know. But
very similar to Welsh, isn't it? It's got a lot of
it's Scottish.
yeah.
It's very Scottish. Scottish.
Yeah.
The Gaelic came from Donegal, actually. That's where it came from.
Yeah, when I went up last year to Scotland, and I'd never been to Scotland before, and I took my sister up there.
Yeah.
And we done a stay up there for 5 days. And I was in shops and I was listening to these people speaking Gaelic.
Yeah.
And very much, and I knew half the words.
Yeah.
Isn't it
weird?
weird?
Wow. I'd follow Gaelic. I'd imagine I'd follow a little bit of it. I'd have a general idea of what they're saying, because it is very similar to the Irish language.
Yeah.
Or Donegal Irish as opposed to Connemara Irish.
I think it's special. Very good.
And that was another thing, actually, when we were in Ireland in October, and Dave Schrader was with us. And
Dave Schrader.
Yeah, Dave was our ambassador because he stepped in instead of Chris Fleming. So we were, I think it was in Ardgillan, and I says to Dave, I wonder would we get any reaction if I spoke in Irish? And I did. I decided to just say, ask the spirits if there was anyone there, and I told them who I was and where I came from, and if anyone wanted to make contact with us. But we did. We got reactions to that.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we got reactions to the EVPs, and it's amazing. And a few more places I spoke in Irish, and there was reactions to it as well.
Yeah. I think I find that if you can go to ancient monuments and you can shout out, you don't get a lot back. You get some stuff, but you really don't understand what it is because we can't. But you find it's ancient languages. They don't understand us, and we don't understand them.
Mm-hmm.
I took a girl with me once. She lived in France a lot of her life. She's British. She lived in France a lot of her life. And I took her to an abbey. And we got her to speak French. And everything kicked off. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love it when they ask in different languages and it comes back in different languages back. Because it just, as I said, that's why I asked the other night, because I was doing a podcast. I've been on every night this week. I honestly, I feel like I've never been off there. So I asked on Things Netherlands because we're doing a monthly panel. And I said to Shane and Mary, who are over there, I said, have you ever asked something in Dutch and got a different response? And they were saying aye, and it was good. I'm totally fascinated with that concept of people talking different languages and getting different responses in English.
Yeah.
Because it's always fascinated me from when we worked with a Russian journalist, and she asked something in Russian and it came back and answered in English, and I was fascinated. That was me hooked. I was like, oh wow, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Say that.
And of course, let's say the children that would have worked in some of these castles. I mean, a lot of the kids in Ireland wouldn't have had any English.
Yeah.
No.
But they'd be way more comfortable if you approach them through what they would recognize. I would imagine,
Yeah.
They'd be more comfortable. And I know that in Ardgillan, it was like at the table when I was speaking, I sensed the presence of this young little girl, and it's like she's looking up at me, and she was kind of half afraid, and then she was fascinated at the same time. But it was like she didn't want to. Of course, those times, you see, you weren't allowed to speak English.
Yeah.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to speak Irish. They were trying to get rid of the Irish language. So she was kind of dubious about. It was like, she was kind of fascinated, but she was afraid to reach out or to.
Yeah.
Doing the wrong thing. Yeah.
She was afraid of doing exactly. She was afraid of doing the wrong thing. Oh, that's what I got from it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's been really, really wonderful. As I said, the night's been really, really good. And I'm so happy to have everybody tonight. I'm just sat here quite content listening to you guys.
Yeah, it's been good.
As I say at home, Lo, you're as happy as a pig in shit.
That's
right.
the one.
I'm always happy as a pig in shit.
I'm as happy as a pig in shit. Of course, that's not how we talk. That's not how we talk here in Philly, you know.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna say, hey, you know what? I mean, yeah, this is how I always talk. You know, what are you gonna do?
Well, you know, I mean, that's how everybody talks here. I mean, I mean, it's the way that I can't explain.
Well, what are you like?
Yeah,
I was
but
telling.
on the other hand, though, we always like to talk and have the good neighbors with us.
That's right.
Oh, like,
I was telling Lo, we were talking about language, and yourselves guys over here, you have to be very careful. You can't cuss, as they say.
Yeah.
It's not the done thing to cuss in America. I can go around with my boobs hanging out, but I can't cuss.
Yeah.
I don't bloody understand that at all. But however, I was telling the guys, that in Ireland, cursing is not it's a de-stressant. It's not a big thing. But if we put a curse on you, that's a different kettle of fish. Now, there was a radio program. It was a local radio, and there was this woman. Her name was Bina, and she was an old woman that lived in Connemara. She spoke English and Irish, and she had great healing. She could heal things, and she had great treatments for people. People would ring in. The DJ used to ring her every week. There was a spot on the program every week, Talk to Bina. And Bina would explain different healing methods, like, for instance, if you had young nettles and put them in bacon, or put them in cabbage, boil them with the cabbage, it'd purify the blood. Or that sort of stuff. And anyway, she'd come on and she'd always talk about, she'd answer questions. People would ring in and say, and what would you do about arthritis, Bina? And she'd say, sure, if you lay down to it, wouldn't it kill you? In other words, move. But she used to ask the audiences, she'd try and raise money for this, that, or the other. And there was one particular time she wanted to raise money for a bingo thing, a table or whatever you call it, because they were raising money for the Children's Hospital. So she asked the audience, would they contribute to this? And after she was finished, this other guy rang in, and he complained about Bina is always begging for money, and where's the money going, and all this. So what happened? She rings back in, and she puts a curse on him.
Oh.
The air, she puts a curse on him. 2 weeks later, he had lost his job. Things started happening to him, one thing after another. So he wants the curse taken off. He's asking the DJ to contact her and ask her to take the curse off. It ended up being such a thing that it went to our Dáil, our political, like the House and the Senate, and it went to all the politicians. Ended up talking about it.
Yes.
In the parliamentary meetings, and one of her local politicians, even went to her and asked her to please take the curse off this guy.
But don't you think that, May, don't you think that curses really is just the power of suggestion that people
what she said, she would not be bullied. What she said was, if he doesn't deserve it, it won't land on him. In other words, if he doesn't deserve,
that's very clever. That
if he doesn't deserve it, it won't land on him. But it became a massive, it became a national kind of thing for a while, until eventually she was on the phone and the guy, Paul was his name, he says, Bynum, would you not consider taking the curse off? And she says, look what she said, it's like this, if he doesn't deserve it, it won't land on him. She says, I'm trying to do good for people, and he comes along and he blackens my name.
Yeah.
That was the end of the discussion. Now, what happened after that, I don't know, but it became a massive thing in Ireland.
I think that's amazing. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Sandra says, thank you for the great belly laughs. You're very welcome. We're always here every week. Well, there he is. Has Mr. Nally spoken about his Irish? He has.
Yeah.
Damn it, I missed it. I'll watch it back. So tomorrow night, I know Tuesday was meant to be alive, but tomorrow night I'm doing a pre-record with Mark for Tuesday. I'm doing the Dark Mirror. No, that doesn't sound right. I'm interviewing the Dark Mirror boys. I just watched my word in there. I'm interviewing the Dark Mirror boys, and that'll be going out on Tuesday. My gruesome tales with Willow will be out on Monday, 6 a.m. UK time. I haven't decided quite what I'm doing yet with it. So it'll be a winging a prayer, that one. So that's Monday, Tuesday. On Thursday, we have Barry John coming on. I'm really looking forward to having Barry John back on. So that'll be Thursday. On Friday, I'm having a double birthday bash for Nick and Tim. So I'm having a birthday bash for them. So, mate, if you can make it, please do come along.
I will, and I'll even sing happy birthday to them.
Oh, lovely.
You missed mine by 1 week, so, you know, it's too late now.
Wait, sorry. Everybody wish Tom a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tom!
I'm 50 years and 1 week old.
Yeah, spring chicken.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom, you old bastard. Happy birthday to you.
You know, I got to say, when that was actually being sung to me at the little gathering that we had, I haven't had that sung to me in person very often in my life. And it's like you don't know where to look. Everybody's surrounding you. You got this cake on fire in front of you, and you look down at the cake, you look this person, that person. I'm used to being one of the people singing, you know, more so than it's being done to me. So it just was really awkward. I mean, awkward. But awkward.
It would have been more exciting if it was a pickle instead of a cake that had the cake.
Well, you know. Actually, my favorite cake was the cake that was on display when I got there, and that's where these came from. It was a cake made out of beers, Fireball shots, and Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, wow.
I said, that is the best cake ever.
Yeah.
And I'm still.
And do you know what? I love doing it for you guys. I love to know when it's your birthdays, so that obviously if it falls, regardless if it falls on or falls before or falls after, I always like to give you that birthday party to say thank you very much for everything that you guys do for me. I do appreciate it. Sandra says, happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
I'll still be wishing Tom a happy birthday about 10 years on. His birthday's every day. Every day.
Can I ask you guys in America, right? I've got to ask you this. I know it doesn't it's not relevant really, apart from birthdays. When you were in school and it was the child's birthday that day, did the teacher do anything special for you?
No, my mom usually. The normal thing was that whoever's birthday it was, the mom would send them in with cupcakes for everyone in the class.
Ah, nice.
That was
Oh,
that was kind of the same thing for me too, except it was Dunkin' Donuts in our case.
Oh, no,
oh,
these were homemade cupcakes. They'd be in a big Tupperware container, and like a frosted Tupperware round, like about that big. And,
Wow,
nice.
because we'd have like
that's
20
good.
to a class, so
Yeah, it was
You
like
know
the
what we
same thing.
used
We would
to
like
have?
we would get like over 2 dozen like Dunkin' Donuts for a class, and we would take like the only thing I can
Munchkins.
remember,
Everybody only gets one. That's it.
like,
one
It was like-
munchkin.
it
Yeah.
was like I think during my birthday, like we would take like a half hour, 45 minutes from like what we normally would do in this case, like from our schoolwork, and just kind of celebrate. That's
Yeah.
how we often did it.
See, I think
And-
mine must have been a bit strange, my school, because if it was your birthday, but they used
Got the bumps.
in infants, they used to make you stand in front of the class.
Yeah, that's
and
not.
they all
That's
sung
not.
happy birthday, and then they all come and got your hair and pulled your hair. So say you were 6, they pulled your hair 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh.
We used to get
Yeah.
we used to get the bumps in my school. We used to get the bumps.
Oh,
I
we
was
got
the same.
bumps. Yeah, we got bumps.
Yeah.
So we kept it
Yeah.
quiet. We kept it quiet when it was their birthday.
Oh, we got
Oh,
And I got to be a teenager. My friends, like the guys that were friends, they'd give you shots in the arm, one for every year, and they would do it like they
Shots
do
in
it
the
like
arm?
they go this far from your arm, so
What
this
kind
would
of-
go in your arm,
What?
and they
Gonna
just
say-
hit it as hard
You're
as they
gonna
want.
say shots.
What with
shots
drugs?
in the arm. What
Drugs.
kind of
Well,
birthday parties were you having?
I was like, whoa.
They're
Oh,
really
that's-
good,
yeah.
man. Yeah. Look, I'm 50. I got 50 shots, man.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a celebration of certain shots that were probably extremely illegal, but
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I can imagine.
I'll be back in just a second.
How were you off to? Watch this. Nick, quickly come back.
Yeah,
Look,
I
his
got
wall
to
has
in
a
a minute.
heart
I
on it.
need food.
No, watch this.
Yeah, what's
Nick,
up?
where would you have been if I hadn't shouted on you?
Somewhere.
I didn't want you. I was only kidding you on.
Yeah. I
I'm
figured
being-
before.
I was being an arsehole.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, that's my boy.
No, I did this.
Ah,
Well, Lo, over here, you see, this doesn't mean much, but if you do that, that's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. So I have, guys,
I'll be right back.
I have to pop off.
well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll end it here quickly. But everybody have a good weekend and stay safe. And I'll catch up with you guys next week. But the 2 pre-records will be out, guys. Everybody take care and definitely stay safe. Bye, everyone.